All right, I think we're good. We want to. I just want to make sure we're getting this. You hear me? Test. We're good. We're good? Okay. All right, we're going to go on the record. I apologize about the delay this evening. My name is Chuck McLean. I'm the Chief Public Utility Law Judge at the Maryland Public Service Commission in Baltimore. It's August 5th. It's approximately 6:40 p.m. We're at the Ramada in Edgewood, and we're conducting the third of 3 public comment hearings in case number 9729, which is captioned Maryland Water Service, Inc.'s application to revise and consolidate rates, charges, and tariff provisions for water and sewage disposal services. The company is seeking a total increase of approximately $1,581,000 for its water operations and wastewater operations. Additionally, the company is seeking the consolidation of its water rates into uniform schedules for each customer class across its territories. The Office of People's Counsel, who is represented here tonight by Brock Miller, has analyzed the case, and they are recommending an increase of approximately $1,280,000. And staff, which is represented by Annette Garofalo, has analyzed the case as well, not Ms. Garofalo herself, but the team of staff, and they have recommended an increase of $1,172,000 approximately. In terms of where this case stands, as I noted, this is the third public hearing that we've had. We had one in Severn last week and LaVale the week before, right after that. There's one more round of testimony that's due to be filed on August 12th. And evidentiary hearings are scheduled for August 26th through August 28th. All evidentiary, or after the evidentiary hearings, briefs will be filed, and my proposed order is scheduled to be issued on or before September 26th, 2024. Before I open it up to members of the public, Mr. Cook.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good evening, and thank you all for attending and anyone watching online right now. My name is Max Cook, and I'm an attorney at the law firm Gordon Feinblatt, representing Maryland Water Service, Inc. in this rate case. I'm also joined by Mr. Nate Spriggs, the president of the Midwest region for Maryland Water Service. I wanted to note that, as you can see, this meeting is being recorded, and we're listening to any questions that come in tonight, and we plan to submit written responses to any relevant questions at the end of the week after compiling questions from all 3 of the hearings. If you do have any service-related questions at all, Mr. Chris Lawson is here, and Matt Schellinger in the back are happy to speak with you after the hearing or in the hallway to discuss. With that, Mr. Spriggs is going to give a brief high-level overview as far as where things stand, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Max. Actually, I just had a few short comments. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. As Max mentioned, I'm the president of the Mid-Atlantic region, which includes Maryland Water Service. Joining me tonight, as Max mentioned, is Matt Schellinger, our VP of Finance, Chris Lawson, our operations manager for state of Maryland. I would like to fully express that the company understands that no one likes rate increases. Certainly in difficult economic times, it makes every effort to keep operating expenses to a reasonable minimum while maintaining a system that produces safe and reliable services. However, a rate increase is needed to fund rising operational costs and capital improvement investments. We are present tonight to hear your comments, as we will do our best to capture your questions and concerns as they are presented. We'll provide follow-up responses as needed. My team and I will wait, and we'll be here after the meeting if you have questions for us. Thank you.
Mr. Miller and Ms. Garofalo, do you want to make any statements or?
No problem.
Okay.
Everything I have to say.
Okay, well, the purpose of this evening's hearing is to hear comments, questions, or concerns from the public. And gentlemen, you're the public this evening. So if you do have questions or comments, I just ask that you come forward and state your name and spell it, just so we can get a transcription of this hearing later. And either of you like to say anything? You-
I got to say is, how come
Sir,
we didn't get notified for this?
sir, all right. I'll just restate your question just to make sure it's getting picked up on YouTube. So your question is notice. How come you didn't get notice of the actual,
Meetings of any kind. You get partial stuff that comes through that. Nothing tells you there's a meeting.
all right, well, I can't, maybe Mr. Spriggs.
Same way when they're gonna turn the water off.
Sir,
Never get anybody to thing.
sir, I get it. But if you'd like to come up and actually get your question on the record word for word, just so I'm concerned that this microphone is not picking up your question, sir.
That's probably good. I'm talking to you, nobody else.
Okay, all right, sir. Well, obviously you got notice of this evening's hearing, so,
No neighbor.
okay, well, I'm glad.
3 hours away.
I'm glad that you showed up. I know the applicant is required to publish notice in the newspapers as well as posting things online. If Mr. Cooks or Mr. Spriggs wants to detail that, I'll certainly defer to them.
Yeah, I'll just say that the statute requires that we make certain notices prior to this hearing. So for the last few weeks, we've had it published, notice of this hearing in the newspaper, on social media, and then on the website, on the company website, along with an individual alert system through customers. So I do apologize if you didn't receive anything, but those are the notices that we made.
I'll say so.
All right, thank you, sir. If I could just get you to state your name and spell it, please. Thank you, sir.
Larry Cassell, Casale from Lakeside Vista. It seems like for a long time now, we constantly have a problem with the water system. We'll get a notice or that, or a phone call that they're working on the system, low water pressure and that. I've been fortunate. I still have water, it's just low pressure, but most of the neighborhood has nothing. And it's just constant maintenance of trying to keep the thing up. And then besides, it seems like every time you turn around, they're raising the rates. That's expensive water we have in our neighborhood. And a lot of people won't even drink the water. They say they drink bottled water. They're afraid to drink it. My neighbor there, Wally, he has his filtered, and the filters are black chinks. I double filter mine before I would attempt to drink it. That's an awful lot of money for water you have to be afraid to drink. That's pretty much my concern.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Would either of you like to speak or make a comment or a question? No, I just ran through kind of where the case stands. I'm happy to do it again. We started a little bit late, so it actually works in your favor. So this is the third public hearing that we've had. We had one in Severn and one in LaVale, Maryland, out in Cumberland. Right now, not sure if you're familiar with the case, but the company is seeking an increase of approximately 1,581,000. The Office of People's Counsel, which is an independent state agency that represents the residential ratepayers' interest for the entire state, has recommended an increase of approximately 1,280,000. And the staff of the Public Service Commission has recommended an increase of approximately $1,172,000. There's one more round of testimony to be filed on August 12th. And then evidentiary hearings are scheduled for August 26th through August 28th. And my proposed order is due to be filed on or before September 26th.
What's the impact on what's the impact on the residents?
It depends. Don't know. I can't answer that right now.
That's great. Don't know.
It's all going to depend on the evidentiary hearings.
Just when you get up to gasoline prices. Gallons.
So with that, if you have any questions or comments, now would be the time.
The only question I have is the one I just
Okay.
said.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Which seems like, that just seems odd. So it would seem that we should know, whoever's representing the owners or the residents should be understanding, what is it, a 1%, 2%, 5%, a 10%, you know, what percent increase do they expecting in terms of the impact on?
It all depends on how the trial or how the hearings end up. Mr. Miller, who represents OPC, may be able to give you some specifics as to what their position is in terms of what their recommendation means for a customer, ma'am. Sorry, I can't give you something more specific. Anyone else? All right, well, thank you very much for coming out again. I apologize for the delay in starting, and hope everyone has a safe night and a safe drive home. Oh, we got a couple more folks.
That's fine.
Good evening. How are you? We were just about to conclude, but do you, it's all right. I'm letting you guys just beat it. Do you have any questions or comments based on the company's filing? No?
Just had a lot of traffic, that's all.
Okay, it's all right. Don't worry. I just ran through kind of where things sit. I'm happy to think I almost got it memorized by now. So this is the third of 3 public comment hearings. We've had one in Severn and one in LaVale, which is just beyond Cumberland. So the company is seeking an increase of approximately $1,581,000. The Office of People's Counsel is represented here tonight by Mr. Brock Miller. And the OPC is an independent state agency that represents all of Maryland's residential ratepayers' interest. They have recommended an increase of approximately $1,280,000. And the staff of the Public Service Commission, which is made up of accountants, engineers, lawyers, and economists, and is represented by Annette Garofalo, they have recommended an increase of approximately $1,172,000. There's one more round of testimony to be filed on August 12th. Evidentiary hearings are set for August 26th through August 28th, and my proposed order is set to be issued no later than September 26th. And there are obviously the representatives of the company. And if you have any, if you want to make any comments, have any questions, now's your opportunity.
How will the fees be spread among the residents?
You want to,
That's good. Depend on what you.
it'll depend on the evidentiary hearings. This young lady in the back there just asked what the increase would be, but that's going to depend on the evidentiary hearings, ma'am.
So when would that number be known, and when would the public have an opportunity to speak at that point?
Okay. All right, so the number in terms of how costs are going to be allocated and what the increase is going to be set forth in the proposed order.
And
Okay,
at that point, there's no further public comment.
this is the opportunity for the public to comment on the on the case as it stands.
And they can't tell us how much.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if we knew.
How many households we talking about? Who?
Mr.
Now,
Spriggs.
Somebody should know
Chris,
that.
you wanna give us that number?
Uh,
So you have 3,500.
I think right around 300, 3,000, maybe more close to that.
33,035.
Sir? Okay. So there's approximately 3,300.
3,300,
Yes, sir.
and they're asking for $1 million a month more.
1.5 million.
1.5 million.
Total, not a month.
That's a
What is
month.
that money,
No,
what
it's
is that
not- it's
money
not a
for improvements, or what is that?
Here, I'm gonna ask since we had a couple
Yeah.
of folks come in late, I'm gonna have Mr. Spriggs, who's the representative of the company, and he'll explain.
Annually or quarterly?
Yeah, so. So the rate increase is for capital projects and rising costs that we're experiencing. And it has to do with some of the projects that were already completed. And so we're just trying to recover some of those costs. That's pretty much why we're having this rate increase, request for rate increase.
So that's projects already completed out.
Completed out. Matt, is that correct? Are you correcting me on that? That's correct. Matt's our VP of Finance. So we're trying to recover some of the costs for projects that we've seen or projects that we completed since our last rate case.
So the water quality is gonna stay the same, it's not going to.
I didn't hear about any water quality issues. Chris, did you have any water quality issues?
They're all over Facebook.
Okay, well, that's something we can talk about. I can talk about. I was unaware of any. So, yeah, I'll be happy to talk about those. Any other questions in reference to the rate case and
You're saying you didn't know of any water quality issues?
Yeah.
Like my neighbor, we all had filters because people are afraid to drink the water without filter.
okay,
This filter was black.
I got 5 filters.
I know we, Chris, we,
Coming in, incoming water, 3 under the kitchen sink, and that one goes over the fees of, ice maker.
yeah, our waters are always tested to meet
Yeah,
standards.
you send a piece of paper back this phone.
Yeah.
It takes 9 Philadelphia lawyers to read that damn thing. Why don't you just say perfect quality or shit quality?
Well, the state monitor, we have our water tested and it's monitored through the state, so. Quality pass all state requirements.
That's unfortunate because I run a Facebook page for our community, Greenridge too. There's about 250 people on that page. And we're all really upset that our water is cloudy. It really smells like chlorine and some people are experiencing staining blue on their faucets and their sinks. tubs.
Are you letting our state manager know when you have problems that's consistent with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And some people have
We
made
were,
multiple
we are,
calls.
we're aware of the. class
Nobody's
warrants.
getting back. I made a comment, you know, I talked to someone and they said, all right, we'll open a case for you. I haven't heard anything.
Well, I'll work on making sure that we're more responsive to your requests and things like that.
Yeah, and I would just add, hi, my name is Max Cook. I'm an attorney representing Maryland Water Service for this rate case, but we have Mr. Lawson here and he can connect with you after in the hallway to discuss any sort of quality issues and service related issues specifically.
Why does it take a meeting like this for us to actually speak to a person instead of, I know when the Greenridge 2 residents call, they don't hear anything back.
Yeah, I can't answer that. What I can say is this is related to the rate case specifically.
Specifically, it hits our pockets when we're having the worst water quality and we have for over 30 years.
Understood. And Mr. Lawson can speak to you in the hallway about your service and questions related to service. Thank you.
Thanks, Max.
Anyone else with a question or comment about the case?
Will the findings be mailed to us?
They will be posted on the commission's website. And I
Can you
can,
share the website, please?
sure, I'll be happy to even show you, walk you through it and when we're done here, ma'am. All right, anyone else? All right, thank you very much for coming out. I do appreciate it. We're off the record.